just like every fucking other fucking thing in the world. It's so boring. It's so boring. Like, what?
What is going on, cousins, and welcome back again on another episode. How are you all doing today? And if you are joining us for the very first time as well, thank you so much for being here. I have a few seconds video that has been causing some conversation on TikTok, and I feel like it's a very important conversation because there are so many people who think the same as this man, and this is the reason why I am bringing this conversation here. So this man was replying to a podcaster who said she does not want to have kids, and his reply has just been going viral because I feel like this is the most inhuman response that you can give to someone, or you can even say to someone, whether you know them, whether you don't know them. I don't think this is the right answer to be telling someone who said they do not want to have kids. And I want you guys to pay attention as well to this person's body language and what they are saying and how they are saying it, because aside from the information, the body language while making those statements as well counts. So without wasting much time, let me just roll the clip for you guys.
You think you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
I'm asking you.
I want to have kids. I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
What do you guys think about that response? What do you think about the response he gave this lady for not wanting to have kids? So basically what he's saying is, as long as you're a woman and you have uterus, you have to make use of it, because the purpose of a woman on this planet Earth is to give birth to kids. And if you decide not to, then you are selfish. How about people who want to give birth but they cannot give birth? Is this man telling us they have no purpose? Because I'm trying to understand where this man is coming from and why he thinks that a woman who chooses not to have kids does not have purpose in life, because I would like to hear what you guys think about that as well in the comment section. Before I go in to say what I think about this video, I have put together amazing responses from people that I do not want you to miss out on. So make sure you stick around, and without wasting much time, let me just roll the clip and let's check out what the people are saying about this man calling women selfish for not wanting to have kids.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
I'm asking you.
I want to have kids. I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
Run away from men that think that a woman's only purpose in life is to be a mother. Those are the kind of men that think that women are just here to serve them. Her whole life should be about service to somebody else. She's taking care of her husband, she's taking care of her kids, she's taking care of the house, but nobody ever thinks about who's taking care of her. Forget her goals, forget her dreams, her aspirations. Some of these men think the only reason women were created was to take care of a man and his offspring. I don't blame this young woman at all for not wanting to have children. How many times have we seen men make a woman into a married single mother? How many times have we seen men abandon a woman and leave her to raise a child on her own, not want to take care of the child financially because he's mad at her? Move all the way across country, doesn't even see the child. To punish the mother, he won't see the child or be in the child's life. How many times have we seen men weaponize motherhood against a woman? I don't blame them. It is a risk. Having a child with a man is a risk, and some women aren't gamblers. They're not going to take that risk. Look how Jeezy did Jenny Mai. That woman didn't have a child with her last husband because she was afraid that she would end up being left alone. Jeezy was like, nah. You don't got to worry about that with somebody like me. I'm different. I love you. You can have my baby, and I'll be here with you. That woman had that baby, and a year and a half later, that man was out. Some of these men use you being the mother of their child to try to control you. They want to slow you down. Some of these men weaponize children. You're not talking about they want to be a father. They don't want to be a father. They want you to be a mother.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
This whole video reminded me of a live I did a couple of weeks ago where somebody asked me why I don't have children, and I gave them my honest answer. And my answer triggered them in the comment section of my live stream. You know what I find it funny, y'all? I find it funny that sometimes some people with kids love to guilt trip people without kids into having kids. Ain't that crazy? You're being selfish. Well, yes, I am. Because it's my life, my body, and most of all, my choice. And If you have a fucked up parent, why would you want to repeat a generational curse of being a fucked up parent if you came from a fucked up parent? That's it. That's all. That's on the Dragon Zord. Be yourself. Stay weird.
When you think you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having.
I see nothing wrong with what she's saying. She knows what she wants. She knows she doesn't want to be a mother. Respect it. Why do y'all shove children down people's throats? Kids are expensive. Inflation. So many breakups. I know so many women who have gotten pregnant and their partners cheat on them or their partners leave them. Look how many women are out here single with children and no help from the father. And it's not all women that, oh my gosh, she deserved this, she wanted it. Who wants to be single with no father? Stop, you guys. Like, really make that make sense. There's women out here who scream they want to be mothers. Get with those chicks instead of shoving it down these type of women's throats. She doesn't want kids? Cool. More power to her. I respect any woman who doesn't want kids, especially in this generation. I don't blame anybody who doesn't want kids anymore. I don't blame anybody who doesn't want marriage. The way this society is becoming, it's so toxic. I don't blame any of y'all.
What you was born here to do?
Hell, oh, we are poor. So as a woman, the only reason why they born us is so we can born other people. Hey, we don't suffer. So aside from to born, we not get any other purpose again for this life. Oh wow. So people will not feel born, uncle. People where for one reason or the other they cannot give birth. Even if they want to, they can't. They don't have any other purpose again in this life. That's what Bros is saying. Like some of the people in this gender, they really do see us as nothing more than walking incubators, don't they? Wow.
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why can't men mind the business? Why, in 2023, do men still have opinions on women's anatomy and autonomy and what women should be doing with their bodies? Because let's just flip the script for a minute. Let's imagine tomorrow the world just flipped on its head. Suddenly, females could not have children and could not get pregnant, but males could. Would we still be keeping this energy? Would we? Really? Would we be second-guessing men? And this is what they were born to do and they're selfish if they don't? Would we? Where do these views come from? Where do these views come from? They're rooted in sexism and misogyny, just like every fucking other fucking thing in the world. It's so boring. It's so boring. Like, what? Why are we still having these opinions? It's actually ridiculous. And it's just showing how men, and I'm not generalising and saying individual men and every single individual man. I'm talking about men. If you don't know what I mean, I just can't speak to you. Why are we not realising that this type of language surrounding women and people who are born female, do you not understand how dehumanising it is to purely look at someone and go, you were born to have babies and if you don't, you are selfish? When you are not in their position, you cannot birth life, so why do you have an opinion on someone else's body? Just don't get it. I just don't get it. I guarantee tomorrow, if men suddenly had the ability to have children, you would think of 1,000,001 fucking reasons not to. And no one would second guess you on it. So let's stop patronising women, shall we, telling them they should want to have children when they know that they don't. Let's be honest, a lot of fucking men would not have a fucking clue what it entails, what a woman would have to go through. It changes the I can't even say that word, trajectory of her entire life. And you want an opinion on that? On something you will never have any experience of doing? Huh? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
Now, why is it selfish to not want to bring kids into the world because you know you're your own priority? But it's not selfish to bring kids you can't even take care of into a world that's literally falling apart. Here's the thing, I'm pretty sure that we all know people that have kids for reasons other than loving them, raising them to be decent humans. I'm not excluding any gender on this. You know, there's people out there that have kids in order to trap other people, that have kids in order to force them to have some kind of success and to bring the family out of poverty because that person already failed at it or doesn't want to do it themselves. Let's not forget the people that literally just have kids in order to have someone to take care of them when they're old, but I guess they have a little oopsie whoopsie in their brain when they don't realize that doesn't happen in majority of cases. These are the same people that feel like the world needs to bend for them, that can't fathom the fact that there's so many shitty people in the world for a reason. At the end of the day, you do you, but that feeling of needing to control women and that hate for people who choose to be child-free needs to stop.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Oh dear, where do we begin with this one? We can see just from this clip alone how a lot of men out there have this same belief that women's only purpose on this world is to have kids. And the second that somebody doesn't want that for their life, it's deemed as a bad or negative thing. Just because women are biologically capable of carrying and having a child, it doesn't mean that they have to do this. And what sort of a message does that send out to the women who are not able to have children? Is a man's only purpose also to participate in that recreation of life? And if so, what does it say about a man who's not able to do that? He also then calls her selfish for that type of a decision. But what about the people that do have children in the world and then those children suffer from all kinds of abuse? Is that also selfish? Now, I understand this next part is going to have many debates, but there are a lot of women who have children with the baby's father and then that father leaves. And of course, that can be for many different reasons, but it's usually the woman that is then with the child on their own. Just a reminder, not always the outcome, but definitely something that's quite common. And part of that narrative sometimes, not always, but sometimes, is that the man ups and leaves and gives up all responsibility to that child. Part of this narrative of believing that's the only purpose that women are here is also to say that they should serve and look after people. For example, look after our child, look after me as a wife. And in that situation, when she's taking care of the kids and she's taking care of her partner, who's taking care of her? And so the second she decides that she doesn't want to have children because she wants to focus on herself, suddenly that's deemed as her not fulfilling her purpose. And part of this mindset is just forgetting what that woman might have in terms of their dreams, aspirations, goals, desires. It's all about putting children first. Forget all of your ambitions that you might have. I want you to just take care of me and our child. Having a child is a massive change to your life. It's a huge risk as well, especially if you don't know whether that man will eventually stay or leave. And the majority of the time, women think that their man is going to stay with them the whole time, and sometimes they don't. So as much as biologically speaking, women are the only people that can give birth, why would we assume that that's the only thing that women are good for in this world?
What are your thoughts about what they all said? I love the creator that pointed out how dehumanizing it is for you to look at someone right in their eyes and said you are born on this earth to give birth to other people. People have their choices and let them be if they say they do not want to have a child. Having a child is one of the biggest commitments that anyone can make in this life. So when people say they don't want to do that, I feel like it's okay to respect those boundaries. There was a discussion that I once came across on TikTok a time ago where a woman was saying, even if you want to be with a man, always have it at the back of your mind that there is a possibility, no matter how slim the chances are, always know that there is a possibility of you even ending up as a single mother, because a lot of times these people will leave the kids for the mother. The mothers are always seen as the first caregiver of a child, and men are always so free to work out the life of a child and say, when my child grows up, he or she will look for his or her father. So calling her selfish for not wanting a child because you feel this is the reason why she's on earth is very, very crazy. There are so many people living in the world today who are in love with the idea of having a child, but they do not necessarily, know what it takes to actually raise a child. Raising a child, giving birth to a child can change the trajectory of so many things. And when you do not raise a child well, it does not only affect them, it can as well affect the society. So I think instead of asking people why they do not want to have kids, we should ask people who are actually interested in having kids why they want to have kids. Because if you are having kids because you want someone to take care of you when you are old, that can be selfish. If you are having kids because you feel like you want someone to keep your company, those are some of the selfish reason why some people are having kids. So instead of directing that energy into people who said they do not want to have kids, I feel like we should start asking people who want to have those kids why exactly it is do you want to have kids, and let them start talking about some selfish reason why they want to have kids. We all know the world is changing, things are just moving crazy. Some people have decided to keep their sanity and not want to have kids. And I don't think anyone in this life should be telling another human, whether a man or a woman, what their purpose is. Because you have an uterus doesn't mean you should use it. Like one of the stitches said, what about people who even want to have the kids but they cannot have those kids? Like, does that mean they do not have any purpose in life again? So I don't think anyone should have the audacity to look at another human and say, this is your purpose, and what if they can't fulfill that? Does that mean that they have no purpose in life again? And if you're not the one going through the tremendous amount of changes that the woman's body will go through, you know, pregnancy, post-pregnancy, even pre-pregnancy, postpartum depression, raising the child, feeding the child, even sometimes the late night care, you shouldn't be telling a woman what their purpose is, and you shouldn't be telling them that this is what you are here for. I feel like those replies are so demeaning. Like, it's so demeaning, it doesn't make any sense. Let me hear what you guys think about what this man said, saying women's purpose in this life is to have kids, and if you don't have kids, if you're a woman and you decide not to have kids, then you don't have any purpose. And he is literally talking to an adult who can make choices by themselves. If somebody said they do not want to have kids, I believe they should be left alone, because I'm sure they have their reasons for it. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining. Please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.